It's official. Orlando Brown Jr. is a Cincinnati Bengal. Let's dive into some takeaways from his news conference, what Zach Taylor had to say, and more right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien at Paycor Stadium, where the Bengals introduced for the first time starting left tackle Orlando Brown Jr. in the seat right here behind me. And well, there's plenty of takeaways. First things first, we posted the entire thing for you to check out right here on CBT. So if you haven't yet, make sure you check that out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. And well, he had a lot to say. Frank Pollock had a lot to say. We posted that as well right here on CBT. First takeaway is pretty simple. The Bengals haven't had a franchise left tackle since Andrew Whitworth left after the 2016 season. And they've been searching, and they added different guys, and they drafted Jonah Williams, and there were flashes, but he was never the guy. And now they think they have their guy. There was clear excitement in the air here at Paycor Stadium, and whether it was Zach Taylor, whether it was Frank Pollock or Orlando himself, they were all really, really happy to have come together to reach a deal and to work together. And to me, the biggest takeaway I have outside of that, outside of the excitement, is there's a long line of star offensive linemen for the Bengals, right? You're talking about generations. You had the Anthony Munoz era in the 80s, best offensive lineman of all time. You have the Willie Anderson, late 90s to mid 2000s at right tackle. You have Andrew Whitworth, who kind of took the baton from him up until 2016. The Bengals are hopeful, and Orlando Brown Jr. is hopeful to put himself into that category right here in Cincinnati. Four-time Pro Bowler. He said he has so many goals. And the thing that he said, that Zach Taylor said, championships. Their goal isn't to win championship, multiple, plural, championships. And that was a takeaway. Orlando met with Joe Burrow. They were both in New York doing different TV obligations, and they met. They had cheeseburgers at the hotel. I think it was Shake Shack. Jeff Hobson of Bengals.com, I think, said it was Shake Shack. But they were talking about how they wanted to win and host multiple Lombardi trophies. And I think that Orlando Brown Jr. gets it. I asked him about the fan base, if he's felt the excitement. He certainly knows this division, the AFC North. He takes a ton of pride in the fact that he is a left tackle here in Cincinnati. It's something that his father instilled in him and wanted to make sure, be better than me, right? That's what he said. And he says he tells his 2-year-old the same thing. Well, that was part of it. Becoming a left tackle, being a championship level left tackle, and now he wants to be an all-pro left tackle, and he wants to fortify that position here in Cincinnati. And I think it's going to. It was such a huge signing at the time. And as I record this, less than 48 hours after the deal was done, and you think you were caught off guard, right? And I was caught off guard. If you watched the video, I was surprised. It was a late Wednesday night when we dropped the video. I called Andrew, like, we're just going we're used to the fire drills, but it was certainly a fire drill. And Frank Pollock, well, he was in bed. He woke up to the text messages that they were getting Orlando Brown Jr. Certainly not something that he anticipated going into free agency. And he woke up to those texts. He said he didn't need much coffee to get going on Thursday morning. And I believe it. I mean, what a gift that was sent to the Bengals. Being able to get this guy at a price that $31 million, the biggest signing bonus for an offensive lineman in NFL history. But you get him, and it's not going to prevent you. We've had this talk. Remember, how many comments have there been about fortify the offensive line, even if it means giving up T. Higgins? Well, now they don't have to do that because there's a way to make it work. And I think that's the beauty of this free agency period so far. You might have to say goodbye to some guys that you liked, that were fan favorites, that were productive players. But if you can find a guy that's going to be able to keep Joe Burrow upright, that's going to be able to get a ton of push in the run game and open things up at that left tackle spot in a division where you have the TJ Watts, in a division where you have the Myles Garretts, that is huge. It's a game changer, especially because it's not going to prevent them from keeping the rest of their championship core. I think it's a huge signing. It's all smiles. As far as Frank Pollock, yeah, he said that when he was approached about just evaluating Orlando Brown Jr. as a possible free agent target, he said, "Oh, I didn't know he was an option," and just instantly was caught off guard about it. And this was weeks ago. And so don't be surprised, or don't be mad. And I'm telling myself this as much as anything. I don't think anyone really saw this coming a month ago. And then things worked out and went down the line, and ownership probably looked and said, much like you have, right? How many comments have you made if you're a regular watcher of this channel? How many videos have we done discussing the offensive line? Well, they've added guys, and they've added the right guys, and they continue to throw, whether it's money, draft picks, assets, at fixing this offensive line in front of Joe Burrow. And part of that was Jonah Williams. Frank Pollock mentioning today that he reached out to Jonah after the Orlando Brown Jr. deal, and the team has reached out to Jonah. Doesn't sound like they've heard anything back from him. Obviously, the trade request, which I did a video on earlier on Friday afternoon, it was interesting, for that to come down now. And I think the Bengals still think, hey, he's your best option at right tackle, and unless the right offer comes, he's going to be on this team. Frank Pollock saying, look, I love coaching him, and there's a business side and there's a football side. And hopefully, from a football standpoint, I'm coaching Jonah Williams in 2023. And I asked him about the transition to right tackle, if he thinks Jonah could do it. And he praised his intelligence, his athleticism, and said that he absolutely thinks that he could be a right tackle and has plenty of time to make that transition. He said, yeah, there's little things that you have to learn. He said, but the transition from left tackle to right tackle is easier than going from left tackle to guard, for example, because I know there's a lot of people that think that Jonah is a guard or could be a good guard. Transition to right tackle, according to Frank, is easier. So we'll see what happens there. This isn't a Jonah Williams trade video. We have plenty of time to speculate about that. This is a Orlando Brown Jr. as a Bengal. Everything went well. He went pen to paper, and he was really entertaining. I mean, I asked him about his pre-draft process because it didn't go well from an athletic testing standpoint, and he tweeted out a video a few days ago after the deal got done of draft analysts ripping him during the pre-draft process in 2018. He fell to the third round, even though he thought he was the best tackle in the draft. He recalled meeting with the Bengals and a funny question that Marvin Lewis asked him, and you really need to watch to get his response to this and get the full context. But basically, Marvin asked him what the capital of Spain was, and you don't know it either. It's okay. I looked it up, Madrid. Well, he said Portugal, and he was laughing about that. He said they asked him to count down from 100 by 2 and then go up by 4 and then some. He was like, look, I play football. And we asked Frank Pollock about that as well. And he said, yeah, that won't be in the playbook, the capital of Spain. So really good stuff. I think you'll enjoy the Orlando Brown introductory news conference. You'll get to see some of his personality, what motivates him. And obviously he is a core piece of this Bengals team in 2023 and beyond, under contract through the 2026 season. So hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you never know when news is going to break. If the Bengals sign someone, well, yeah, we're going to be on it. And, oh, by the way, Orlando Brown Jr. excited that Cody Ford is with him here in town, going to play tackle, certainly a candidate for that right tackle spot, certainly a backup right tackle at the very least. So we'll see what happens there, but we're going to have you covered anytime news breaks. So check out the Orlando Brown Jr. video, check out Frank Pollock, check out my instant reaction to Jonah Williams' trade request. And until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.